Residents of Marsiling, Yew Tee, Sembawang, Sembawang West, good evening. Salam sejahtera, kalai vanakkam, 大家晚上好. Welcome to the first PAP Rally in the 2025 general elections. I've decided to do it here, right at home in Marsiling, Yew Tee Woodlands Stadium. You've seen my teammates, Zaki, Alex, and Hani, our Marsiling Yew Tee team. Tonight, I also invited two guests from our neighbors, Yikang and Polisan, because we are the PAP team in the north. The SDP may have a northern strategy, but the PAP is ready to challenge them and take them on. So whether you are in Sembawang, Sembawang West, or Marsiling, or Yew Tee, the PAP is contesting against who? The SDP. Same team. Residents across the north will have to choose between the PAP and the SDP. And we ask all of you to vote for the PAP. Before I get too carried away, let me say some words in our national language in Malay. I will continue in Mandarin and then I come back to English later. Saudara-saudari sekalian, saya berbahasa hati dapat bersama anda di Marsiling Yew Tee. Terima kasih kerana menyokong saya sejak 2015. Ini kali pertama saya bertanding dalam pilihan raya sebagai Perdana Menteri dan sebagai Ketua Parti. Saya harap anda akan berikan saya dan pasukan saya peluang untuk terus berkhidmat kepada anda. Sebagai Perdana Menteri, saya telah lakukan yang terbaik menangani isu-isu yang dekat di hati anda. Saya banyak berbincang bersama masyarakat Melayu Islam kita. Kami menangani isu-isu penting masyarakat Melayu Islam. Memperkukuh pendidikan madrasah, membina masjid-masjid baharu, menyokong kemajuan anda sebagai sebuah masyarakat gemilang. Kami menangani isu-isu nasional. Saya tahu kos sara hidup membimbangkan anda. Sebab itulah kami umumkan pakej yang menyeluruh dalam belanjawan. Ini termasuk baucer CDC, baucer SG60, bayaran tunai dan rebat bil api air. Keluarga biasa akan menerima bantuan kira-kira $5,000 tahun ini. Dan golongan berpendapatan rendah menerima lebih banyak. Kami memantau keadaan ini dengan teliti. Kami sedia lakukan lebih banyak jika keadaan lebih teruk. PAP akan sentiasa bersama anda untuk menyokong anda. Selama lebih 60 tahun, PAP telah bersama-sama anda. Kini, keadaan dunia semakin bergelora. Tiada sesiapa dapat jangkakan masa hadapan. Tetapi, dari hari ke hari, ada banyak berita yang membimbangkan. Ekonomi kita akan mengalami kelembapan, menjejas pekerjaan dan pendapatan. Masalah ini boleh berpanjangan. Makanya pilihan raya kali ini sangat penting. Setiap kali berlakunya krisis, rakyat Singapura sentiasa boleh bergantung kepada PAP untuk memimpin dengan tenang dan yakin. Saya dan pasukan saya telah berusaha bersama anda untuk mengarungi pandemik COVID. Maka, apabila krisis baharu mendatang, saya katakan, jangan takut. Kita akan haruninya dan bangkit lebih kuat bersama-sama. Untuk berbuat demikian, kami perlukan sokongan anda. Jadi berilah peluang kepada saya dan pasukan saya untuk berkhidmat sebaik mungkin untuk anda. Berilah peluang yang terbaik kepada anda dan keluarga anda untuk menjamin masa hadapan yang lebih cerah untuk semua. Undilah saya dan pasukan PAP saya. Undilah PAP! 各位选民朋友们，大家晚上好。今晚非常荣幸来到马西岭游池，这是人民行动党的第一场竞选集会，而我选择马西岭游池作为起点，因为这里对我来说意义非凡。我在这里服务了10年，从2015年起。 非常感谢大家多年来的支持，谢谢你们。有人跟我说：“你不用怕，你是总理，你在这里服务了10年，这次的大选肯定是10拿9稳，包赢的。”可是我 从来不把选民的支持当作理所当然，假设自己一定会当选。同样的，我也不假设行动党一定能组织政府。除了一个选区的议员自动当选，其他的选区都有人竞选。对我来说，没有选区是包赢的，每一区都是一场硬战。因此， 我和我的团队会尽我们的能力，赢得你们的信任，争取你们的支持。1年前接下领导棒子时，我向大家保证，肯定不会满足于现状，而是会努力让国人过更美好的生活。 过去1年里，我走访了所有的选区，接触很多居民，倾听你们的心声。我和我的团队不断改进政策，让你们的生活更好。比如说，在照顾年长者方面，我们提供更多医药津贴。 看护者也获得更多的支持和帮助，减轻他们的负担。我们在全岛推出乐龄活动中心，让年长者能够保持身心活跃。此外，我们也为家长减轻养儿育女的压力，包括推出更多新组屋，并确保组屋价格是负担得起的。而最近，我们也提供更多育儿假期。 让家长有更多时间陪伴孩子们长大，拥有更多孩子的家庭也能够得到更多帮助。生活费上涨是大家关心的课题，我也明白大家的担忧。在今年的财政预算案， 我推出了很多应对措施， 包括更多的 CDC 邻里购物券，我们的 SG60购物券，还有水电费回扣，你们都应该听到了，对吗？今年可以得到多少的邻里购物券呢？你们知道吗？有没有人要喊答案？整年是800元，每个家户800元的邻里购物券。还有 SG60，每个国人21岁以上是600或者是800块，60岁以上就是800块。所以你算起来，一个有2个小孩的家庭可以在这个财政预算获得大约5000元的帮助，而低收入家庭可以获得更多帮助。这些不是一次性的措施，我们会继续帮助大家，减轻你们的负担。而如果经济情况恶化，我们会提供更多帮助。我们能够这么做，我们可以提供全面的帮助，是因为行动党明白未雨绸缪的重要性。就是说，我们放眼未来，不要等到下雨了才忙着找雨伞来遮雨，那个时候太迟了。在阳光普照的时候，我们已经准备好雨伞，随时为你遮风挡雨。而我和我的团队会继续这么做，度过眼前的难关，绝不放弃。过去60年，行动党在你的左右，见证新加坡的发展。我们一再以行动来证明，可以带领新加坡前进，应对种种的挑战。无论是97年的亚洲金融危机，2003年的 SARS 疫情，还是2008年的全球金融危机，我们都一一克服，迎难而上。几年前，我们也战胜了冠状病毒的疫情。现在眼前的挑战，我看是更大。我们也应该以同样的魄力排除万难。当我在去年接下领导棒子时，我已经知道这个是一项重大的责任。可是随着国际局势的恶化，危机四伏，我的担子更重了。所以我尽了我最大的能力，组织了一个经验丰富又勇于创新的一个团队。我和我的团队需要您的支持，才能为国家、为你们效劳。这次的大选，大家手中的一票将决定政府是否有能力应对未来的挑战，是否能够确保明天会更好。新加坡的未来就由你们决定。希望大家给我和我的团队一个机会，为您服务。请大家投我和我的行动党团队一票。我们会和你并肩作战，带领新加坡走出眼前的暴风雨，直到雨过天晴。我们会全力以赴，为您和您的家人争取一个更美好的未来。谢谢大家。 Friends and residents, once again, I'm happy to be here for the PAP's first rally of this general election. I chose to begin it here because this place holds special meaning for me. All of you warmly welcomed me when I first stood here in 2015 when the GRC was formed. We have walked this journey together for 10 years. Thank you for your trust and support. Thank you for supporting my team. As I mentioned at the beginning, tonight I'm here with my Marsiling Yew Tee team, with guests from Sembawang. We are all the PAP team from the north, and we are here to ask for your support of the PAP. This is a significant election for you and for Singapore. It comes at a critical moment when the world is in flux and when there are profound changes all around us. You can see turbulence everywhere, especially with tariffs and trade barriers going up. But of course, when you listen to the opposition, some of them say the PAP is exaggerating. We are fear-mongering. Have you heard that? Do you believe them? Really? This is fear-mongering? You just speak to any business in Singapore. They are very worried. Some of the businesses export directly to America. Others run factories in Southeast Asia or China, and which in turn exports to the US. All of them are badly impacted. But even those that are not directly exposed are very worried. Because the rules keep on changing. The announcements by the US keep on shifting. First, they had the US tariff announcement. That got everybody very scared. Then they said postpone for 90 days. But the sky-high tariffs between America and China remain. It's 145%, 125%. How to do business between America and China with this kind of tariffs? And recently, you may have read the news, America imposed even higher tariffs on solar imports from a few ASEAN countries. How high? 3,500%. 3,500%. How to sell anything at that kind of tariff? And there are still tariffs to come because they have not yet announced the tariffs for pharmaceuticals and semiconductors. These are industries which are important to Singapore. And no one knows what will happen after 90 days, because now there's a pause for 90 days, but what happens after that, no one really knows. So in this environment, it is really very hard for companies to plan or to invest. Global demand is falling, and this is impacting everyone. And so companies have to tighten their belts. We engage companies, they tell us this, whether it's a local company, it's a foreign company, all of them are worried. In the north, you see many manufacturing companies, they are all very concerned. Many will have to hold back on their new investments. They may even have to cut back on existing operations. So we expect our economy to slow, and we don't rule out a recession. And all this will impact on wages and jobs. Our bigger worry is that the impact is not just 1 year. It may go beyond a year. Because I've spoken to many counterparts across countries everywhere. And the consensus from all of them is clear. The world has changed. No one exactly knows what lies ahead, but everyone agrees we will not go back to how things were in the past. We will go through a very messy and unpredictable transition, which can last for years. And in this transition, many things can go wrong. Let me share just two concerns we have. First, American multinational enterprises based here. They are a big part of our economy. They hire many Singaporeans. And many of them, these companies are in semiconductors and pharmaceuticals, the two industries where America says they want to raise tariffs. A few of them have told us, if the tariffs are imposed and if this were to continue, they may have to start thinking whether or not to continue business here or maybe go back to America. And if this happens, the impact will be huge on our economy. Take another concern, US-China tensions and the rivalry between the two powers. Both countries say they won't force others to choose sides. It's okay, you can stay friends. But in fact, each one of them want countries to be closer to them. That is the reality. How do we stay friends with America and China and avoid getting caught in the crossfire? Can we continue to have high-tech American firms and high-tech Chinese firms here in Singapore? We have been doing so, but one day someone says, look, you have to choose. You either choose high-tech American firms or you choose high-tech Chinese firms. If we have to do so, the consequences will be disastrous for everyone. So, if you hear any political party tell you that these challenges are not that serious, you have to ask yourself, are they really serious? Are they seriously looking out for your well-being? Other people, other political parties may downplay the risk, but I assure you, the PAP will never do so. We will face the challenges head-on with Singaporeans because we will never gamble with your lives, your jobs, and your future. In this changed world, the PAP will stay true to our values. We will serve with integrity, we will act with foresight, and we will always put Singaporeans at the center of everything we do. In this election, you will hear many alternative ideas, and we always stay open to ideas. Some ideas may sound appealing at first. You heard some of them from my colleagues just now, highlighting what the opposition have said, but in fact, not all of these ideas are sound. Often, people will ask for or put up proposals for the government to subsidize more, to spend more, and to make things more affordable. Sometimes people tell me too, just spend more, loosen the purse strings, it's okay, spend more. In fact, we have been spending more. Social spending in our budget every year has been rising significantly on social areas like healthcare, education. In fact, social spending is already the largest item in our budget. It's even higher than defense spending. So we will continue to spend more and we will continue to do more, but we will do so carefully. If we weaken our public finances, the burden will only fall on our children and the next generation. If we mismanage the economy, investor confidence will fall, our economy will suffer, and our incomes will stagnate. So I assure you, so long as the PAP is in charge, I give you my word, we will continue to manage our economy well. We will harness our resources effectively to serve you and to stay ahead of the changes around us. To do all that, I need a good team in government. I have a good team in my cabinet today. They say that government is about teamwork, and it is. But the individuals in the team do matter greatly. You look at some of the key members in my team today, like Gan Kim Yong. During COVID, we worked together. At the start, he was my co-chair. During the initial moments of fighting COVID, when there was so much uncertainty, so much concerns and worries, we were literally on the phone every day. We probably spoke more to one another than we did to our respective spouses. We had long discussions about how to control the virus, and then later whether or not to introduce a circuit breaker and for how long. Also many difficult decisions to make. But throughout the process, he was experienced, he was steady, and I could always depend on him for good advice and counsel. And now he's my deputy and he's my right-hand man. And I depend on him for so many things, to chair our new Economic Resilience Task Force to deal with the current uncertainties, and of course, to helm our PAP campaign at the new Punggol GRC. So give him our full support. Or Chan Chun Sing. He was in MTI during COVID. He's reliable, he gets things done, and because of his SAF background, he is very good with large-scale operations. And remember, at that time, as you heard from Yi Kang just now, we were also worried about not being able to get toilet paper, Maggi mee. Those were not so important, actually, but still we were scrambling. But they were far more important items, like masks and medical supplies. We were very worried. If countries start to put restrictions, will we be able to get enough supplies of our own? He took charge of that effort, of course, working with the entire team, focused on our supply chains and made sure we had access to all the essential items during COVID. So he made a difference. And then, of course, we have my good friend and former colleague in the civil service, Mr. Ong Yi Kang. He went through 3 ministries, education, transport, and then health. But in transport, he had the most difficult job. Because some of us wanted to keep the virus out. He wanted to build the links. So how do you manage? You want to keep the virus up, you put the barriers. But transport minister wants to keep Changi Airport running, you want to build air links. So how do you manage the tensions? So he came up with the idea of the air travel bubble. And never mind that the bubble kept bursting. We keep trying, and eventually we are able to get things moving, and today Changi Airport is back in business again. Or take a newcomer like Tan Si Leng. He joined us after the last election, 2020. He went straight to work at the Ministry of Manpower. He rolled up his sleeves. He brought his private sector expertise and hands-on mindset to bear in our fight against COVID, especially in managing the migrant worker dormitories. And now he is taking that same can-do spirit to serve residents in Choa Chu Kang GRC. We talk about teamwork, but really, without individuals like them, my team would not be what it is today. I appreciate and value every single member in the team. At the same time, leadership renewal is important and it is necessary. And you know that in this election, several veterans are stepping down. Yes, Heng Swee Kiat, Teo Chee Hian, Ng Eng Hen, for example. I will miss all of them. And we owe them a big debt of gratitude for all that they have done for Singapore. Some people ask me, why don't you ask them to stay on a bit longer since they are so experienced? Indeed, if I were to take a very narrow perspective, I would like them to stay. But I cannot just focus on my needs today. I also have to think about your future and Singapore's future. And so difficult as it is, I have to let them step down so that they can make way for new people to come in. And we can refresh, rejuvenate, renew our team. And that is also why I have worked so hard over the past year or so to recruit, attract new people to join us and to renew the party and to renew our leadership team. Some of the candidates that I have brought in this time are people I worked with closely during COVID. Like David New, you may have seen him, former chief of army. When we had the huge outbreak in the migrant worker dormitories, remember? It started flaring up, out of control. The task force had to ask the SAF to come in to help. It was not possible for us to handle it on our own. So we asked SAF to come in. David was the SAF commander who helped to oversee the COVID operations in the dorms. So he directed the operations within the SAF, but he also ensured close coordination with the other government agencies. I saw him up close in action, and I know he's someone who will serve with courage and honor, and I'm glad he agreed to step forward. Another person I worked with in COVID is Dinesh Vasudash. Dinesh is the man in charge of our vaccination operations. Again, you would remember during COVID, we were able to get on the queue early. We put in our orders and we got the vaccines. We were one of the first few countries to get the vaccines here in Singapore. But then we had to work out who gets the vaccines first. How do you roll them out? How do you implement? And how do you persuade seniors to come forward to get themselves jabbed? It was not an easy undertaking, but Dinesh worked out the plans. He briefed the cabinet, got our approval, and then he implemented them effectively on the ground. Many other countries also had vaccines, but they couldn't get the vaccinations done on time. In Singapore, we could, and it's because of his leadership. So these are two very good men whom I'm glad have agreed to step forward, and if they are elected, they will have the potential to be more than backbenchers. They will have the potential to take on office in government. Both individuals will face fierce contests in their own constituencies in Tampines and East Coast, and I hope Singaporeans will support them and their teams because they will help strengthen the PAP team significantly. And Singaporeans will end up with a stronger team to serve you, a stronger team that will take Singapore forward, not just for the next 5 years, but for the next 10, 15, 20 years. But I didn't just talent scout from the public service or from the people I worked with. I also tried to recruit candidates from all sectors, from diverse professional backgrounds. One of them is Bernadette Giam in Sengkang now. She's a director at Creative Eateries, a local food and beverage company where she oversees strategic initiatives and business developments. And despite her busy schedules, she still finds time to advocate for women, seniors, and youth issues. And if you saw the video going around from yesterday's nomination center, she even made the effort to speak and learn Tamil and speak in Tamil. Or you have Syed Harun Al-Habshi. He's a psychiatrist and a community leader. I met him at a Malay-Muslim event, interacted with him. He spoke about mental health, something that the government has been focusing on and which is championing. I was impressed with what he said and thought him to be a very sensible person. Later on, the party invited him for tea, and we are very happy that he has agreed to step forward. So this year, we have 32 new faces in the PAP. It's the most we have in recent general elections. I'm proud of all our new candidates because they are capable individuals, but most importantly, because they are people with integrity and the heart to serve all of you. With these new additions, we will have an effective team, a more effective team in the PAP to weather the storm ahead. We will have a fresh team combining experience with new perspectives. And we will have a stronger team united by a new resolve to serve you, support you, and stand with you. As a team, our first and most urgent priority is to tackle economic uncertainties that we are facing now, especially to address your concerns over cost of living and jobs. Cost of living, the issue started earlier because of wars in Europe and the Middle East, global supply chain disruptions, and now made worse because of tariffs and trade wars. And that's why I had announced a comprehensive set of measures for everyone in the budget. You have CDC, SG60 vouchers, utility rebates, and many more. A typical family of 4 with 2 young children can receive around $5,000 in support this year. So the measures will help to cushion any short-term impact. But we will not stop here. We are monitoring the situation closely, and if the conditions worsen, we will step up our support. And we will provide the support for as long as it is needed. So don't worry, this is not just a one-year budget. We will do whatever we need to make sure you are well supported. We are also very focused on jobs. In fact, Gan Kim Yong's committee is working on this now. The task force is working on this. With them is the Secretary General of NTUC, Ng Chee Meng. They are coordinating efforts with the tripartite partners. We know businesses may stop hiring, or worse, they may lay off workers. We know students are concerned, fresh graduates are concerned. They are not sure if you can get jobs when you graduate, or if you can build up your careers. So we are studying what additional measures will be needed, especially if conditions worsen. How we can help businesses retain their workers, help job seekers find jobs, help fresh graduates get jobs with traineeships and skills upgrading opportunities. We've done this before in COVID. We know what to do, and we will prepare these drawer plans, and if the need arises, we will activate them. Besides these immediate concerns, we will continue planning for our shared future. This is the PAP way. We don't just fight fires. We plan ahead and we never stop building a better Singapore with you. So we will continue to review and update our policies to make sure they serve you better. We have good systems today. You look at education, housing, healthcare, retirement. By international standards, what we have is quite good. In fact, officials from around the world come here. They want to learn from us. We share with them what we do, and they are very keen to pick up the key features of our system and bring it back home to their own countries. But I firmly believe that what we have today can always be better. Because circumstances change, technology advances. What was not viable before can become possible today and in the future. So my assurance to you is this: we will never cruise along. We will never be satisfied with the status quo today. We will keep on improving. We will keep on doing better. We will keep on improving your lives. That's what Forward Singapore is about. We have started this already with Healthier SG, revamping education, new HDB classification system, and many changes. But this is just the beginning. We have much more to do. And with your mandate, we will go further in our next term. You can find our key plans in our manifesto. Let me just highlight one or two of them. For example, on housing, we've ramped up supply of BTO flats after the disruptions of COVID. It's better now, and I am very confident because we are building so many flats, the situation will stabilize soon. Once that happens, we will be able to review our policies, including on the income ceiling to buy new flats, and also access for singles buying BTO flats, so that more Singaporeans can purchase affordable BTO flats. Or take another example, long-term care. All of us with elderly parents are worried because how do we care for our seniors? Many of them want to age in place. They don't want to go to a nursing home, and we shouldn't put them in a nursing home. But what do we do to care for them? We've introduced community care apartments, studio apartments with care facilities within the same block. But we can't build enough new apartments to meet the demand. So we need a different model that will allow seniors to continue living where they are, but with easy access to the support they need. And that's something that we are working on, and we will be able to share more with you in the next term, in the coming years. So these are just some examples, and they represent what my team and I plan to do and pledge to do for you. We will not stand still. We will keep on doing better. We will engage, listen to your suggestions, and we will continually strive to do better for you and to build a brighter future for you. This is the PAP's promise. This is my promise to you. This is our renewed resolve to all Singaporeans. I know some Singaporeans want the PAP to continue to govern, but they say, let's also have some alternative voices in Parliament. I understand this sentiment. In fact, we already have a sizable opposition in Parliament today. The number of opposition MPs have increased steadily, election after election, and in the last GE, the numbers almost doubled. So the opposition is here to stay, and they are determined, they really want to grow. You look at the Workers' Party, most of their MPs are staying put in their wards to secure their seats in Parliament, the existing MPs. As one of their candidates said, these are their safe seats. So Workers' Party has safe seats, so they stay put in their safe seats. Their new candidates are fielded elsewhere, so that they can break new ground, hopefully, and they can increase their seats in Parliament. You have a new opposition party. You may have heard of them, RDU, Red Dot United. They are mounting a strong fight. In fact, they have the second highest number of candidates after the WP. RDU, a very new party, the second highest number of candidates at 15. And then you have the other opposition parties, PSP, SDP, NSP. They all are pushing hard, each one contesting at least 10 seats. You add them all up, WP, RDU, PSP, SDP, NSP, it is a formidable challenge. And that's why from the beginning I've said it will be a tough contest, and I don't assume the PAP will automatically win. And that's why we will work extra hard to earn your confidence and trust. The opposition also says, don't give a blank check for the PAP. Yes, look at the PAP candidates, consider them carefully. But I would also say, don't give the opposition a free pass. Apply the same standards to them as you do to the PAP in terms of integrity, competence, and readiness to serve. Choose individuals of character whom you believe will serve you, your family, your constituency, and our nation well. And remember, above all, when the election is over, after all the excitement, the real contest is not the PAP versus the opposition. It is Singapore versus the world. It is our little red dot versus a dangerous and troubled world. There will be many external forces that pull our population in different directions. You look at global developments, war in Europe, war in Gaza, in the Middle East. Something can happen in our part of the world in Asia. People will have different views about these developments. Under normal circumstances, we can discuss them and we can forge a national consensus. But in the heat of an election campaign, it is easy for issues to get stirred up. And if we are not careful, this can be exploited, and we will end up pitting Singaporeans one against another. We will end up dividing and weakening us. So I say to all political parties in this election, let's make sure that in everything we do, we always uphold multiracial politics. Do not inflame sensitive issues. Make sure that politics stops at the water's edge, meaning when it comes to our national interests, our sovereignty, our security, our place in the world, don't use domestic politics to divide Singaporeans. There must be unity. Because whatever our differences, at the end of the day, we are all Singaporeans first and foremost. And it's only by standing together that we can survive in this contested and fractured world. Friends, a year ago, I took on the responsibility of serving you as Prime Minister. It is a duty I take to heart, and I will do my very best to serve you and your families and our country. I take this commitment seriously, even more so now when our world has changed and our future is more uncertain than before. I believe the Singapore story is a miracle. You know, this year, we have SG 60. 60 years ago, no one gave us a chance. In fact, many said Singapore wouldn't make it. But we proved them wrong. Not everything was perfect. The PAP didn't get everything right, but we did get most things right. And we worked with you hand in hand every step of the way to build this nation together. Now, like then, 60 years ago, there will be skeptics and cynics who say we can't make it. I say let's prove them wrong again. With your support and working together, we will keep our Singapore miracle going for as long as possible. Over the last 60 years, we have gone through so many crises together. The Asian financial crisis, SARS, the global financial crisis, and in the last term, my team and I worked with you to tackle COVID. What happened then seems like a bad dream now. In fact, there were some periods in those dark days when I really worried that we will not get through it safely. But each time, my interactions with fellow Singaporeans on the front line reinforced my faith. Faith that we are strongest when we stand together. Faith that we will always prevail no matter the odds. So, my fellow Singaporeans, This being my first election as Prime Minister and as Secretary General of the PAP, I ask you, please give me and my team a chance to do our best for you. Together, let us fly our Singapore flag high. Together, let us secure a brighter future for you, your loved ones, and for Singapore. Majulah Singapura! Majulah PAP!